Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of Beyond the Pit. I'm Dom, and I'm super excited to kick this podcast off with our very first guest. They just released an album this year in September, and I want to start off by saying thank you for being our first guest. How's it going?
Yo,
Thank you. It's an honor to be your first guest.
Yeah. All right. So, since this is our first episode, I want to start off by diving into your background. What first got you guys into like the scene and like metal?
Derek, do you want to start first?
so basically I was in a few bands and I was trying to like make a band and I ended up meeting Isaac through like someone else who was in that band, and then all of a sudden we just started like playing more, and then I knew Parker and I kind of had Parker tag along, and that was kind of like the initial like formation of the band. And then Declan came in, and that kind of solidified everything.
Yeah, that's sick. Um, what's like you guys' favorite band?
Megadeth.
Megadeth. Oh, that's sick. I actually just got a P-Cells on vinyl.
Oh, that's sick. That's like one of my favorites.
It's still shipping, but it's supposed to come in like a few days, it says. So that's sick. If you had to recommend one song by Megadeth, what would it be, do you think?
The French one.
Shit.
No, Toot
Oh,
Lamont.
the Toot Lamont. So I I kind of have a story about that song. I'm so fucking tired of it. Every time I would get into my dad's car, that song would just automatically play. And like we
No.
couldn't turn it off. So we just had to sit
Be
through
so
Toot Lamont every single time we turn on the car. It's fucking insane. I don't know why it did that, but it's crazy. That was my dad's older car. Now it's chill though. Yeah. What about who else? What's everyone else's favorite band?
My favorite?
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know. This is a tough question. Like I go through a lot of like different listening phases, but System of a Down has to be like up there. It's one of my all-time favorites. I
Hell
usually pick
yeah.
it as my favorite, but over the years it's been switching. It's probably like that and then Kill Switch Engage second.
Killswitch is actually sick. Were you there earlier this year when they played?
I was at the Casino Ballroom not this year, but I saw them in Hampton Beach probably about a year ago.
Oh yeah. I almost went in. I had tickets, but then it was 18 plus and I couldn't get in. So I had to wait outside with my cousin.
Oh,
Um, but I heard it was sick, and then I got to see them at New England Metal Hardcore. Um, so what would you say your biggest influences are for your band, like for music?
I'll answer that
Mine,
for like
Mm.
drumming
for
wise.
me,
Yeah, just like for the band and your own influences, I'd say.
I feel like they're separate. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very interesting.
very
Like we don't
separate, yeah.
all come from very similar spaces. Like when these guys found me, I was listening to like I was in like a super like not classic rock, but more like that ZZ Top, and then like maybe even a little bit of like rock country, like Dwight Yoakam, Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
I listen to all that. I'll listen to some Van Halen. Van Halen's probably one of my favorite. It is probably up there in my favorite band discussion. They make perfect albums. Not many people do that.
Yeah.
So I don't really come from like I listen to a lot of metal, but like my inspirationally, I come from a very different part of music. A lot of funk in there, like Larry Graham.
Yeah. Funk
You
is
know,
sick. I love funk.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, what actually another question I have. We can bounce back to that one if you want later.
Mhm.
I'm actually kind of curious. Where did you get your band name? Because I remember hearing the band name somewhere, and I wanted to ask this to Isaac, but I totally forgot.
So the name is named after Elizabeth Bathory, a vampire from Hungary.
Oh yeah. That's what it was.
Not really a vampire.
Speaking of that, though,
Yeah, she did drink blood.
yeah, that happened with Dracula too. He wasn't obviously he was a real person, right? And he would kill people and drink their blood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, going back to that question, did you take like any inspiration from the band Bathory?
No.
Yeah,
I do like Bathory though.
I
I'm
didn't even
not.
know they were a band until I met these guys.
Yeah, yeah. So, starting with your album, what's your favorite song off of the album you made, like that you enjoyed writing the most?
Coraline.
Coraline.
Bro. He's saying that to agitate me
Homicidal
because I hate
Drive.
that song right now. I'm in a hater era on that song.
Yeah.
Nothing. Homicidal Drive.
What?
Play.
Don't say that.
I'll give you two. It's Nothing. Homicidal Drive.
Yeah.
Your second choice is interesting. I like Nothing the most. I remember learning that song. We were waiting for actually to try jamming out with another drummer in the scene before you came on. Derek was trying to show me and Isaac the Nothing riff forever. And then we actually finally like got it down, waiting for him because he was an hour and a half late. We learned it in the hallway of Upside,
Yeah.
unplugged. And then Isaac broke the string on his guitar.
Upside Records?
I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my cousin's record label.
Oh,
I went
really?
down there to jam with him one time. It's a sick building.
Oh,
Are you
that's sick.
Mark's cousin?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Mark's cousin.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mark was our
That's-
first like drummer, technically.
Yeah, Mark
Yeah.
was our first technical drummer.
That's sick.
Yeah, Mark is one of my best friends. I met him in college when I was 18.
Yeah. Also, what was I gonna say? Shoot. I had a question. Now I can't remember it. Oh yeah. So what's your favorite like band moment like between you guys? It could be at a practice, it could be at a show, like a funny story you have.
I mean, Parker got electrocuted once.
I
Wait,
did
like
get
badly?
Dude,
Yeah.
Boxing
Like,
League, Boxing
enough
League.
to make me like
Oh,
like
no.
jitter and like my heart shake. Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt. That's the thing, like it didn't really hurt, but afterwards, like the adrenaline that pumped through my body, like it was terrible. Like my heart was fucking pounding. I was like sweating. I couldn't focus. I played like shit as a result.
Yeah.
Like that show was terrible.
We
I
had to
don't know,
drive
like,
on the most dangerous highway in America too.
I
Oh, wait.
avoided it.
Which
Like, I
highway
drove
was
like an
that?
extra 20 minutes. What is it, 3 or 6? I forget.
something
Going up
like
to
that.
Vermont.
Oh, okay. Did you have to go to the hospital for that? That sounds like bad.
No, it's
Yeah.
not like I've been electrocuted a few times from the wall. It just scares the shit out of your body. Like you sometimes, like if you get shocked from the wall, it can be bad. But I got shocked by a speaker cable, so
Oh,
it's kind of like a little resistant. But I mean, it was enough to get the body moving. Like it definitely was like whoa, like holy shit,
yeah.
that wasn't nice.
Yeah.
I think my favorite moment is when we played the P&I show. I think the first time it was at St. Patrick's Day, and I was playing guitar still. And then so the last song, it's not any of our songs now, but our old what would you call Stefan? Computer guy? Old
Say
computer
that.
guy.
Yeah. Like sound
he-
guy?
So I guess computer guy. So I announced the song. They click the play on the song, and none of us switched guitars yet. Derek drew his guitar. I couldn't put on my strap, so I had to play that song laying down, and I just lay down and looked all cool and stuff. So people took
Bro.
pictures of me on the floor.
Y'all are sleeping on the December 27th Palladium show. That's the best. That's the best time I've had in
Yeah.
music.
I was about to say that's
I
a
was
highlight.
thinking of
too.
funniest
Musically,
show.
this is the only
Mainly
time I've
because the-
ever at like I got that like rush afterwards of like accomplishment and like being happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the 27th was good because of the spinny hat.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, the
the
spinny
crowd
hat.
got down. That was the thing. Like the crowd really felt it, and like I felt the set was good. You know, everything lined up correctly. They loved our stage presence. It's one of the few times I feel like we actually went out and performed, and I was like, holy shit! Like that was the ideal moment. That was the ideal performance in my eyes. You know, if
Yeah.
I had to pick one.
Yeah, that's sick. I actually saw that. I saw clips of that show. I was so pissed because I was busy. I think I had one of my family members' birthdays that day, but I really wanted to go to that. And then I forgot who was there, but one of my friends were there. They took some clips. It was sick. Also, another question. If you had, if you could do any collaboration with anyone, like alive or dead, um, what would your dream collaboration for the band be, do you think?
Ooh,
For me, My Chemical Romance or Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, that's sick.
whole band
And
or people?
just bad people, whoever.
Um, shit. I mean, I'd probably go out on a limb and pick a couple people like, you know, like Dimebag Darrell is someone I'd want to work with. That's like a mind I'd like to pick. And Tom Petty, because I didn't really appreciate Tom Petty when he was like alive. And only as I got older and like appreciated his music did I actually really like begin to really, really like him. So him, and then my last would be Dusty Hill from ZZ Top,
Yeah.
because I
I,
never got to see them as that three.
yeah. Actually, that's how I kind of
Converge.
that's how I kind of feel about him. So
Joey?
yeah, Joey. So I was a bit younger, so I didn't really understand like drumming or just the musical process as much until after. But once I knew, I'm like, holy shit, he's good. And then, but he was already dead by then. So it was like, damn, yeah, yeah. Also, how do you see your sound like evolving in the next few years, do you think?
It's definitely changing. Right.
Yeah.
Definitely changing.
Yeah, I would say it's.
Definitely manic.
I don't know. I feel like it's slower in a way,
It's
but
getting
not.
groovier.
We're not slowing down. It's just
No.
there's different grooves, I would say.
Yeah. Like slower as in like almost not like a typo negative kind of way, because that's like goth metal,
Huh.
but you know what I mean.
I feel like there's some more metalcore aspects to
Yeah.
it. There's like maybe some more new metal aspects to it.
Yeah.
Gonna stay
But
fast though.
yeah, it's still fast.
We gotta. That's what gives us our edge. That's
Yeah.
the speed.
Do you ever think your
Fastest band of the West.
yeah, do you ever think your genre could like change as a band coming up, do you think?
I mean, we
I'd
call
say
it
so.
mentally ill metal.
Well, we used. I don't know what to call it now, but all I know is like when I make music, and I don't know, like me and Derek kind of talk about this. I talk about this in all my projects, both of them. I don't really get held back by the concept of like making a genre, like, you know, like making metal or whatever. That's just like, yeah, some of the music might be heavy, but I think that creatively, I'll make, and I'm sure the other fellows agree, like, well, we would make whatever, really. If it sounded right and we all liked it, there's no reason we can't play it. So
Yeah.
genre is one of those things
Yeah,
that's very ambiguous. Like Alice in Chains stuff, really, like you can't call all that grunge. You know what I mean? It's its own thing.
Yeah. I agree with that. I always thought like Alice in Chains, because compared to other grunge bands, they sound really different. Because like Pearl Jam and then like Stone Temple Pilots, I kind of felt they sounded a bit like the same. Same with Nirvana. They were like the grunge band, but they didn't really feel like super grungy to me. They kind of felt like their own like band, you know?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
They're
more
kind of
pop.
like punk almost.
Yeah, exactly. Um, what's like a fact about your band do you think like fans would be surprised to learn about, or like just you guys in general?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Hmm.
Anybody? I got Club Beat. That's
No,
about
no,
it.
no. That,
Yeah.
sometimes we book our own shows when we feel like it.
Oh yeah.
I don't think a
So
lot of bands do that.
when do one of you like run a booking like company or anything?
Well, not I just book.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
We
Uh,
just like to book shows, you know.
Yeah.
yeah. I've heard that stuff could be like really stressful. How stressful is it to like book shows, do you think?
I think if you have your
Quite
stuff
a
together,
bit.
it wasn't bad.
Yeah. My
Like
friend,
Derek put our first self-booked on Truly, and I helped a little, but he organized the entire thing. And to be honest, as long as you got someone at the front who can get everyone what they need, and everybody does their part promoting, it's not that bad. I mean, you can get a good amount of people through the door. Our own self-book shows have actually been surprisingly some of our more bountiful shows. Like some of the shows we played the most amount to were our own, and I find that to be awesome.
yeah, that's pretty awesome. Was that Palladium show self-booked?
No,
No,
Who booked that
that was
one?
on Budokan.
that was
Budokan?
Rambuticon. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's pretty cool. What advice would you give to like aspiring musicians or bands that like haven't made any music yet?
Get
Right.
like a
The most-
interface,
Get
Scarlet.
yeah,
Buy
Interface.
Mixcraft.
Don't
Buy
Yeah.
Mixcraft on Steam.
Mixcraft.
don't
Right.
be
Yeah,
afraid to
yeah,
make-
yeah, yeah.
I've never heard of Mixcraft.
So it's something that I used to make like rap beats on just for fun,
Yeah.
but it's like a $30 DAW, so you don't have to spend like $200, $300, $400 on something just to record, and it's gonna make like good beginning music to start with when you're just learning that. And so yeah, you can just plug a mic in and rip it on the guitar.
That's pretty cool. So
My
for
advice is to write the most mentally ill lyrics.
yeah, one time I saw this band. This was like when I was starting out. I was like, "What the hell?" Because they were talking about some of the craziest stuff. I'm like, "How is this even allowed?"
Like Cannibal Corpse.
No, it was like crazier, and yeah, I couldn't tell if I liked it or I didn't like it. Yeah. Um, is there like a particular instrument like that you guys want to maybe incorporate into like future music?
trumpet.
Trumpet, yeah. You had like a
Guitar.
Trumpet.
you had like a silly like little trumpet breakdown, imagine.
Maybe like a
I
ska
saw this
but, like,
band.
heavier.
Ska, but like black metal.
I saw this band do a sax solo. It was like a metal band at the Palladium. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It's like the most majestic thing I've ever seen.
That sounds cool. Yeah, I want to see that. That sounds awesome.
Bagpipes, low key.
Bagpipes, I feel like would really work with your sound right now. Like
Very
as in
Corn.
yeah, exactly.
Or-
That's what I was
or
gonna
get that
say.
Chris Ladders.
Because like at the intro of a song, you could have bagpipes and then like maybe guitar kicks in. That'd be pretty cool.
Electric oboe.
Electric oboe, that's pretty unique. Yeah.
I want to hear some fretless bass.
Fretless bass. Yeah.
Maybe some piano.
Yeah, piano would be nice. I like Zitzar.
We gotta hire like a cellist or a violinist.
Yeah.
Get an electric
like-
violin.
Yeah. Actually, there's this violinist I keep seeing on my For You page. They have like every pedal ever.
Is that the dubstep violinist?
I don't know. They had like this is really crazy. They had like an Epstein pedal, but for like violin.
Oh,
And
dude,
it's
I've
like-
seen that. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I saw it
Epstein
for
did not
guitar
kill
too.
himself.
Yeah, that's crazy. Which one of you do you think like keeps everything together, like musically? Do you think?
I mean, drums
Drums.
keep everything
No
together.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No,
I play
drums
everything
are-
at 20 BPM faster. I keep everything together.
yeah.
Unless you play like Elizabeth at like 200 BPM. Then I start
It's
faltering.
like 240.
Yeah.
Because I'm down picking the whole thing.
Ah, dude. I used to like down pick. Okay, so you know Angel at Death? I would
Yeah.
try to down pick that song when I
Oh my
first
God.
started on guitar. I was like, yeah, it was fucking crazy. And then I learned what alternative picking is because I didn't even know people like did that. This was when I just started out, and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, that's why. I'm like, no way someone can play this. And then I'm like, oh,
Down
yeah,
picking sounds cooler though.
yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
down
I
pick
can't
with my
tell the
thumb.
difference.
You down pick with your thumb?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's kind of
Bass. So I don't play with a pick really ever. Last show I did because I messed one of my fingers up. It's okay now.
yeah.
But I just use my thumb instead of a pick, and I just double thumb. I double thumb a lot. Elizabeth, that song, I double thumb the whole thing, and then I strum with my fingers.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. On bass, I always have to use a pick. I suck with that one, but on guitar, I can go finger style pretty easily. Yeah. So also, what's one thing you guys have learned about each other since forming the band that kind of strengthened your dynamic a lot?
I would say it's like just kind of meeting up, kind of like throwing ideas around, like just jamming, you know? Like that's kind of
Yeah.
like the best thing.
Yeah. That actually sounds really good because I'm not in this band anymore. I left. But what happened? After jamming a bunch, me and my drummer had so much charisma, we could just run through things like fully improvised songs. And it
Oh,
was
that's sick.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
wicked fun.
Yeah, it's so fun to improvise, in my opinion. Do you guys ever do that, like at
Oh, yeah.
practices?
To warm up, you
Yeah,
sometimes
warm
before
up,
we
yeah.
play too, like at a show, like we like to
exactly.
like do it for like a minute or something before we start our set.
Yeah. What I
Yeah,
want to
we're a
do,
good jamming crew.
yeah. What I want to do for like a band, I want to make a part of the show that's just a full song, like a full original song, except we haven't played it before. We haven't written anything. It's just fully improvised, which might be chaotic, but it might also work really well.
I
We've
think
done this a few
it's
times.
fun, yeah. I
Yeah,
think it's a cool thing because like it's different every time.
exactly. I saw Metallica do that, I think, last time I played.
That's cool.
Yeah,
They
it
do
was
that? I didn't know.
it was Lars and
Rip Lars.
it was shit, who was it? It was Lars and Rob, but none of the other members were playing with them. Yeah. Also, shoot, what was I gonna say? Oh, got that. My bad. What's something you do like outside of your music that probably influences your creative work? Do you think like any like habit you have?
Cry.
Cry? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
anything?
engaging in the scene is always nice.
I mean, like,
Engage in the scene. Yeah. Oh yeah, because you can like kind of build off of like other people.
Well, influences and stuff, you
Feel
know.
like their
Yeah,
vibe.
exactly.
Sometimes when you meet someone, they influence some songs.
Exactly.
So
In a bad way or a good way? Bad way?
both.
Yeah.
I'll say if I'm
Sometimes
lacking
people are
motivation,
awful.
All right.
if I'm lacking motivation, I'll just like go to a local show, see what's going on there. That gives me plenty of inspiration to start writing music again.
Yeah, definitely. That kind of helps me. I got to a point where I was at a writer's block. I went to like 3 shows. I could write so much, but I got to a point like at the beginning, I kind of felt like I was ripping off of the band because all I could play was just the stuff. And I'm like, wait, I've heard that already. And I had to keep playing until I got something
I
original.
have that
Yeah.
problem a lot too.
Yeah, it happens.
2 of our songs have Slayer influences that I ripped off.
Yeah. Slayer's great though.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing it right now.
Wait, what shirt was that?
Slayer.
Yeah. Oh, so you just have the logo. I thought you had one of the albums
Oh
on there.
yeah, the classic ones.
Yeah. Actually, what's your favorite
Those are
Slayer
more
album?
fucked up.
Like everybody's favorite Slayer album. What do you say?
I mean, the first one that I heard was Rain and Blood. So
Rain in Blood. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first one I heard, I think.
yeah, it's just classic.
I think it's the closest they got to like a no skip banger.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The other albums are good, but they're not perfect. Like they have like more skippable songs, like songs where it's like, all right, well, I know what's happening here.
Yeah.
I
Whereas
think
like
for me, it's a tie between Rain in Blood and the South of Heaven album.
That one too. That's my second.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't think
Not
I've
a
ever
crazy
listened to
Slayer
Slayer.
listener.
You've never
You've
listened to
never
Slayer?
listened to Slayer.
I don't listen to metal like a lot.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
that
do, just
moves
not
me
that
back
kind.
to like the previous question of like favorite bands. I'm more into like the modern like grunge gay scene. Like I see you have a Flashwater
Oh
banner
yeah.
back there. Fucking
This
amazing band.
I was telling them before we started off the episode, I actually just put that up last minute because there's like a piece of like paint that's not painted on my walls. It's just white. I'm like, oh shit, I need to cover that up. That's being held by tape because I don't have any thumbtacks I can put in the wall. It fell down while I was trying to set up.
Yeah,
I'm like, fuck.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
All right.
Fleshwater, Trauma Ray, Narrowhead, all those bands.
Narrowhead. Have you seen them live?
I've seen them 3 times.
Yeah, I last time I saw them live, they were so good. I think that was with
Which one was
Citizen.
that?
It might have been with Citizen.
Oh, dude,
I think.
Big
Yeah.
Night Live. It was Citizen, Modern Color,
Modern Color.
Narrowhead.
Yeah.
I was there.
Speaking of this, you know how the Citizen drummer drummed for Title Fight?
I thought it was the other way around. I thought the Title Fight drummer drummed for Citizen.
Well, yeah, but the same thing. But basically, I had to leave early. All my friends met like all the members of Citizen after, and I'm like, fuck.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, I actually want to ask you guys one last thing. If you could give like anyone a piece of advice, just not even music wise, like anything in life, what would it be?
I got a good one. Like I heard this at a hardcore show. Like the singer was like, "Don't be afraid to start shitty bands. That's where you learn to make good music."
Yeah, that's great.
So just like keep creating. Like
Yeah.
even if it like doesn't feel right on that particular day, you might look back on it and kind of see something that like you didn't see before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if I were to give anybody anything, I would say don't be afraid to rebuild yourself and always be sure to listen to yourself, because if you go to people for advice in your life, you know, some people might give constructive advice or good things for their perception, but you might end up putting yourself into a situation that you don't like, and then you're going to have to rebuild yourself over and over again. But eventually, if you follow what you find is right, you're gonna get your path figured out. You need to be confident, but not arrogant, and then choose to be intelligent and not, you know, trying to be intelligent. Just make smart choices. Don't try to act smarter, and you'll
Yeah.
actually find your way. Always be willing to say, "I don't know. Show me."
Yeah.
Those are my biggest piece of advice to any person on earth in any function.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that a lot.
My advice.
Wait, what were you
Sorry,
saying? My
my-
bad.
My advice is appreciate the small things and just chill.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with a lot of that though, because I was writing earlier. Every time I write something, I have to delete it because I think it doesn't sound good. So I have to have like 30 unfinished songs that I've written that probably would have been fine to release and that I just never did.
Always save it.
Yeah. I kind
My
of wish
phone
I
is
said.
filled with videos, all riff videos. Me and Derek videos, me
It's
videos.
thousands.
There's
Yeah.
literally probably 3, 4 hours, 5 hours worth of riffs that we have not used yet. So
Yeah.
I'll never delete them though. I'll never delete them.
Future music.
Future music.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all for today. Huge thanks to you guys for joining us. It's pretty good first episode. I think
Did a
so.
great job, dude.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Great job.
Thank you all for tuning in and being a part of our podcast. We really appreciate the support, and I'm looking forward to future episodes. Thank
Well,
you.
thanks for having us on.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.